Hi, it's Tom here from Phone Data Services, and we are going to be doing the mod overview for this. This is the Reaper, and it's my brand new Nerf Rapidstrike build, and this is the overview for just the function of the blaster, because the test I will do as a separate video, because not everyone's going to want to sit through the chrono test. They're going to be interested in this, which is the world's first commercially available burst fire module. This is the second development prototype. This module will be available as a kit from BSUK in the near future, and there are further development plans for this, but I'll leave that up to them. What I want to show you is it working, and I'll show you the burst fire in full operation. Now, I've dropped the power supply down to 6.6 volts from 9.9, so it's only a 2S Liffey pack to give you guys a chance of seeing the dart more clearly. So I've got no idea how well this is going to work. It was designed for a 3S Liffey pack, which I'll be putting in a minute for the chrono test. Start with single fire, which you can see is the blue light here, and it's just a simple rev and release. So you rev and then tap, and you'll get automatically your single shot. So you can see, lovely single shot operation working really well. So I've switched up again, and I've got a green light now, which is 3-round burst, and I'm going to shoot a few of those. Hopefully you'll be able to see the darts as they come out, and I'll slow it down a little bit when I'm finished. As you can see, I'm revving and then I'm releasing the trigger. I'll make this really exaggerated so you can see it, because it's quite hard to shoot in both directions. Right, and now we've got the 5-round burst. So there you go, 5-round burst each time, and you can see the light stays on. And what happens is, when you get to near the bottom of a mag, I'll show you what happens when you get near the bottom of the mag. So there you go, it automatically fires the last darts in your mag, and then the light will flash red. So you know you're empty when your light flashes red, and then you can change out your mag. Okay, now we're going to take a quick look at the internals, and they consist of BSUK standard switch kits, Britain standard wiring scheme, internal wiring with 16 AWG silicon or Teflon, in this case Teflon wire, and there are a few bits of thinner wire in there for the control system, and that's why you need this big box on the outside, is because there's an awful lot of extra wiring to cram in, and there's not a lot of space. The only place you can put some stuff is up here if you lose the jam door here, and you can put some things in the top. I know other people have put their modules in there, but we felt that an exterior box would be better, because then later on when we develop it, we may be able to offer it as a plug-in module. So you'll just be able to fix it to the side, make a hole in the side of the blaster, fix your box, plug in your chip to your wiring loom, and we'll be making the components hopefully to support plug-in in the future. Now that's something for BSUK to tackle. All I've done is build this as a prototype and a test bed for them to see what's possible. Further internal modifications, we have a Blade Pro 180 motors here, and those are by Xtreme Productions, and they are a neo-magnet hot wind ball bearing 180 motor. They've got an open case, they have silver carbon brushes, and they produce about 25% more torque than the standard E-Flight or Mabushi FK 180 motors that we've been using. They are absolute animals. The beauty of those is that you can run much lower voltages. You don't need to be ragging the system all the time. 3S Liffey is more than enough. A substantial 2S LiPo will give you the same velocities as a 3S or even a higher build on standard 180s, and you've got bags of torque and also bags of electrical braking. And so I've put one of those as the pusher, which means that the cycle control is really precise and it generates huge braking inertia. Now the problem with that is it actually caused back rushes of energy through the system, which were frying the MOSFETs in here. So there are some downsides to using those motors, and they do need huge amounts of electromagnetic inductive shielding. So there are some disadvantages if you want a computer control system, but the beauty of this box is that if I just turn the master switch here, you can actually switch the whole box out. So the box just goes out, and then you have continuous control over the blaster all times. So if you want to just go back to the standard electromechanical solution, you switch the box out and it just turns it off. So the option is there to use it or not use it. So it's not hardwired into the blaster system so that you can't use it without the computer, which is really good because I'm an analog kind of guy. I like to be able to control and decide what I want when I want. So I've got the option of burst fire, and then I can just switch it up the system. The standard setup incorporates a voltmeter here on the outside of the case. I've filled mine because I like mine up here. I have my voltmeters up here underneath the sling mount, so they're protected from getting smashed. And I like them there too because there's a bit of shadow in that area usually, so you can read them even in sunlight without having to cup your hand over all the time. And that can be switched off. You use the stealth mode switch and it just turns off all the lighting. So we're going to run through now. We're going to cycle through all of the modes. Single. 3. 5. Full auto. So as you can see, you can just cycle through by flicking the button with this right hand finger. It is slightly odd at the moment where you have to hold it, tap, tap, tap to get each firing cycle started. The new version will incorporate the ability just to mash the trigger, so no matter how you hold that trigger, it'll detect the input and then it'll just shut off after it's fired its set number of shots. I quite like this. It's worked really well. It pushes the boundaries of what's technically possible in a Rapidstrike build. This basically contains the best features available on the market today to put into a Rapidstrike. I don't believe there are better motors out there, certainly not that I've seen, and certainly not for the price that these are at. They're a very, very competitive price, and you'd have to go brushless to go beyond that. Anything beyond this, if you put brushless motors in, you're going to burn darts. That's one of the reasons why I'm not going with a full 3S LiPo on here, is that it'll just burn darts, and there's no point in shortening the motor lifespan for no extra gain in the final velocity. And the paint on this, I will bring it really close to the camera and see if it will focus. There are some still shots around of it. The paint on this is pretty special too. This is a custom mix pearl that I made up myself of VW Mars Red, and then it's hydro dipped with Reaper pattern skulls, and then it's varnished with a car lacquer.